So good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 25th, 2021. The time is 9:01 a.m. This is our weekly community development meeting. We do have a few items on the agenda. Officially calling this meeting to order, attending Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. And I'm going to ask Mary, would you please lead us in the pledge? Okay, then, so attending, we have Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. Do we have any potential conflicts of interest? Hearing none. Changes to the agenda?
No.
None. Moving on, our first item, and it is a deliberation. Case number MSF 21-0001, a request by Crystal Creek LLC for final subdivision approval of Garnet Ranch First Edition Phase 2 consisting of 14 residential lots on 70.86 acres of a preliminary approved 25-lot residential subdivision in case number MSP 19-0001 on approximately 166 acres in the agricultural suburban zone. Vlad, do you want to take it away for us?
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Vlad Finkel with Kootenai County Community Development. To add to your introduction, the preliminary plat was approved in September of 2019. Subsequently, in May of 2020, the board approved final subdivision approval of the first phase, which consisted of 12 residential lots. One of those lots was assigned to this subsequent phase, which is currently being redivided into 14 additional lots. The total of the two phases will be 25 lots, as was contemplated with the preliminary plat. The request is located at the end of Hayden Avenue, which is being extended by the applicant at this time, and it's west of McGuire Road. The applicant submitted a final plat application with information in the record that they are in the process or have complied with the requirements of all the jurisdictional agencies. We do have some outstanding improvements that are currently being constructed, including roads and final improvements to the water system. We have been advised that there are two options. The applicant can either complete those improvements and submit final Mylars for signature and recordation, or submit a completion bond to the Highway District prior to them signing the plat. So that would be the threshold for us knowing that they have complied with all of the improvements that are necessary in order for the Highway District to take over the maintenance of the extended road. The remaining agencies with jurisdiction have stated that their requirements have been met, and therefore the department does not see there being any reason for the applicant not being able to move forward to final platting this application. I do stand for any questions that you have at this time.
Any questions for Vlad? None? Okay. Since we're in deliberations, motion?
Well, you want to deliberate?
It's going to be short.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, I'm agreeing too.
Okay.
It seems pretty straightforward. It's good.
All three. Go right ahead.
I move that we approve case number MSF 21-0001, a request by Crystal Creek LLC for the final subdivision approval of Garnet Ranch First Edition.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and case number MSF 21-0001 is hereby approved. Moving on to the second item, also a deliberation. Case number VAR for variance 20-0014. Jeffrey and Ginger Carter for variance to the minimum lot size requirements of 4.5 net, that is to say out of 5 gross acres in the rural zone. Vlad, is this yours as well?
Correct. Once again, for the record, Vlad Finkel with Kootenai County Community Development. This is a request for a variance to the minimum lot size in the rural zone. This is a very unique request. In fact, this is probably, not probably, but this is a second variance request to the minimum lot size that I have processed in many years. The applicant submitted the application in order to be able to request building permits on this site. What the department had determined is that when the applicant came in to apply for building permits, upon staff's review of the deeds on the property, we determined that in 1992, the previous property owner split off this piece of property. And while the code did allow property owners in the county to split off parcels of land without a formal subdivision process prior to November 17th, 1995, the code stated that the split had to be in compliance with the minimum lot size requirements in the underlying zone. The owner at that time did not comply with those requirements, and therefore this property has been considered non-compliant for a course of almost 30 years. When the new owner came in to apply for building permits because the existing condition of the house and outbuildings is in dilapidated state, they were advised that they couldn't do so because their property was non-compliant. They were devastated, and they contacted us, and based on review of the variance definition in our code, the code does allow for the property owner to apply for a variance to the minimum lot size. The same explanation was provided to the hearing examiner, and the request was heard by the hearing examiner on March 4th, and subsequently the hearing examiner sided with the analysis submitted by staff that this should be supported in order for them to seek building permits. And therefore, you do have a recommendation before you that is granting approval of their request. So it's for you to confirm the hearing examiner's desire,
Questions
as
for
well as staff's.
Questions for Vlad? Any deliberation?
Well, I just want one question for Vlad. How long was the residence there?
The residence is quite old.
It's not that important. I just was
I
curious.
don't have the specific date of when it was constructed, but when I physically visited the site, it has to be probably in the 50s,
Okay,
maybe even earlier.
sure.
It's quite
Decades.
old. Correct.
Great. I'm
Definitely
ready.
before the split.
Okay. Any deliberation?
I'm good.
Motion.
I move that we approve case number VAR 20-0014 for Jeffrey and Ginger Carter for a variance to the minimum lot size.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Case number VAR 20-0014 is hereby approved. And our final item is a signing, and it's case number VAC for vacation 20-0002, a request by John and Rochelle Hubbard to vacate a portion of an 80-foot wide unimproved private road easement within the plat of Shamrock Ranch 2. Zach, please.
Good morning, Planner Zach Trevino for the record. The order of decision approving the vacation of this private road easement within crossing lots 12 and 17 of Shamrock Ranch 2 is in front of you with one clarifying condition of approval stating that the vacation is limited to the private road access easement, not an underlying utility easement or any other easement for clarity. And I stand for any further questions that you may have.
Any questions for Zach? Okay, motion.
I move we execute the order of decision for case number VAC 20-0002.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So case number VAC 20-0002 is hereby approved. Thank you, Zach. To execute the order.
I just, Commissioners,
Go right ahead, Pat.
just want to make one note on that clarification, just to make sure the community development staff records that once it's signed.
Yes.
Okay.
That was it.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, so we're executing the order of decision. Is there a public comment? Hearing none. 9:12, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.